This one is called Counting Down. This couch is always a little too plush. When I sit forward, my chest touches my knees. When I sit back, I'm basically reclining. When I breathe, the air tastes just a little too sweet. There's a machine that makes green tea in the waiting room, but I've decided in favor of rubbing my palms together, and I know that'll be in the notes, because I'm nervous. My hands shake because there's something I'm supposed to be afraid of, I guess. She wants to know the year in review, and somehow I feel a little bit like the recap before a season finale. Everyone sees it, but there's no substance, really. I'm here, I say, because I've got problems, even though my problems have gotten better. 5. Therapy is for people who know how to talk about their problems. My mother is a psychologist, which means every problem has a solution. Solutions become necessities and instead of luxuries. No one told me resolutions are part of Maslow's hierarchy. Lately, I've started to crave validation more than reconciliation. I am gratified by the suffering of those around me. I say, Madam Therapist, this is no sociopathic tendency. Perhaps I've become a little accustomed to defining myself by the things that keep me awake at night, and I'm starting to think that that isn't so bad. People like to say anxiety is a natural sensation, but then why is it so difficult for people to understand that solving the problem is part of the fear? I know I've come to terms with most everything that haunts me, but my body just doesn't seem to care for leaving me alone. It's funny when your subconscious rebels against everything that might bring you peace. 4. Therapy is for people who like resolving things. A lot's happened, I confess, that makes me think that in retrospect, I suppose things weren't really all that bad. It's the curse of perspective that forces your eyes in every direction but forward, and when you're so fucking small in comparison, well, it's easy to understand why I have my reservations. I shift around as if there's something I've forgotten, and she's noticed I look everywhere but her, because she's reading from a textbook, and I'm reading from the holy text of everything that's shaped me. When I say I have a broad view, I don't mean my peripheral is good, although it is. It's fantastic. I read from my feelings like a psychiatrist reads from a prescription bottle because I really do love to diagnose myself. There's a lot of things I've been told about how I discuss matters with myself, and she speaks so little because she's not part of the conversation. Having another body in the room keeps up appearances. 3. Therapy is for people who prefer someone to lean on. Self-sufficiency isn't supposed to equal symbiosis, but that's what I've always been. There's a part of me that collapses and a part of me that supports it, and I am only half Atlas because the rest of the sky gets along just fine without me. I'll wax philosophical if I go on. There's just the simple fact that I can stand without support beams. When was the last time someone took care of me? Remember Maslow's hierarchy? It gets complicated up there, and my family's always been the foundation, but I am remarkably strong, I think. It's always been easier to hold myself up, and you ask me why I'm here, but truthfully, I mean it when I say that I'm not really doing this for my own well-being. I told someone recently that I exist to assist them, and yes, I was totally joking, but then again, maybe I wasn't. When I call writing my coping mechanism, it's more like spilling out my psyche, not because I can't hold it, but because it needs documenting too. Therapy is for people who need some better understanding. I say, Madam Therapist, I write because there are things I cannot explain. Like how sometimes I cross the road without looking, how I skip meals because I like the way it feels in the pit of my stomach, how I stay up because I thrive off feeling tired. If I am self-destructing, I am doing it so delicately that no one will ask as I take myself apart piece by piece. I claim I am too far gone for self-help books and psychiatrists' analyses, but honestly, it's closer to concerning the way I feel when I talk about my feelings in a way that other people can understand. When your mind is a maze of metaphors and similes, it's easy to get caught up in what belongs in AP psychology, and somehow I still can't make the distinction when the difference between instinct and dissipation is blurred enough to make this an act of salvation for the people around me instead of myself. 1. Therapy is for people who have problems. But I guess you already knew that, didn't you?